And next year, that Christmas, what I found out, there was a buddy who hadn't been able to go home and see his family for Christmas in 6 years. His name was Daniel Susi. So I decided to stay so he could go. And he did. I was very happy that I was actually able to permit him to go. And but what happened is I said, okay, after that, I want to go. I want to go for a week, even if it's in January or February. And I kept writing things. I kept writing these letters of permission, and it kept coming back disapproved because they were trying to get me to continue to make more money for them, and I really didn't agree with that. I still thought there was a chance that I might be able to do something good with it, but finally it came to the point where I was like, I'm escaping. I have to go without authorization and go see my family because they are consistently and determined not to let me go.
So you didn't have a life, and that was basically that was the turning point to realize that you're just here, you're a cog to make money for them.
Unfortunately, yes. And the scariest part was that the night before I was going to take my unauthorized leave, I was brought into an interrogation that lasted for 5 hours. I was yelled at.
What was the interrogation about?
They were interrogating me why I was being so insistent on seeing my family. Apparently, wanting to see your family isn't a good enough reason.
And your family are Scientologists. Your father is a Scientologist.
Yes, my father is still a Scientologist, and I wanted to go see him. One of the things I was actually asked before is, well, did they physically hold you? No, they didn't physically hold me. But when you're being threatened that you're never going to see your family again, that's pretty powerful. So,
and it's that kind of stuff holds up because they turn your family against you, as they have done now, correct?
That's right. I was issued a suppressive person declare in 2010, and ever since that, I've never been able to reach my father. And
tell people what a suppressive person is, and how did you get that designation?
Well, in the religion of Scientology, if you want to call it that, there is a concept that there are evil people. The best comparison that I know, because I'm still working on being a little bit more religious, but I haven't fully transitioned back into maybe Catholic or whatever. But there's concept of the devil, and a suppressive person very much embodies what people are taught to believe the devil is. And so that was manipulated, in my opinion, by the corporation. They're telling my father that I'm the devil, in a sense.
Because you want to spend time with him. Basically, because your sales weren't there and because you wanted to spend time with your family.
That's right.
And your father says, grow up.
Yeah, in the Toronto Star article, he was made to say that I need to grow up. I forgive him because I know that's not him talking. Like I said, there are people trained to discredit me in every way possible, and he was coached by somebody from the corporation to say that in order to make it seem like my effort to raise awareness is not worth listening to.
Do you have a faith now?
At this time, I still feel too betrayed by what I've been through to really reach out there and open my heart, but hopefully I will get there.
So tell us why you object to this place in Orangeville. Were you held or forced to work at a similar place?
Working at the upper floors of the Toronto building behind the scenes, I can see that if I were still there, and when they moved their, what they actually call a base, because they operate very much like military, if I was still a member when they moved their base to this Orangeville compound, and the same thing had occurred where I was not permitted to see my family, and where I really was forced to get to a point where I had to escape, it would be pretty scary to have to get out of that place. And like I said, there's a lot of other people that have come before me, and if I manage to avoid any serious harassment from this corporation, I would owe my thanks to the people who have endured all of that before me.
So you're saying there's a difference in getting out, perhaps, and escaping at Yonge and what is that? Well,
Yonge and Bloor. You just get on, you go on the subway, and you
being
go somewhere.
With due respect to the people in Orangeville, or this is in Mono, at this place that it's a little harder to jump on a subway or to jump on to hail a cab. It's a little more difficult for somebody to get away.
Exactly, and there's no witnesses, and that's the difference. I mean, once you come out of the doors at 696 Yonge Street, the Church of Scientology, there's so many people that they're going to know better. They're not going to try to recapture you. They're not going to try and do something because people will see that. Why
is it important for you to educate people and not just walk away and try to start over again? Is this going to be a part of your passion in your life? You're 22 years of age. You've got your whole life in front of you. You don't have any family. I mean, that's kind of sad. How does that feel that you don't really have any family or any kind of base to return to? You're on your own.
Well, one of the things I'm really glad about, and that's one of the things that they, they'll tell you that is not true. They believe that society is so messed up that it's not worth living in the real world. And since I have escaped and I've fully gotten out, I have met some of the most wonderful people And I'm so glad and I'm so fortunate. And possibly the reason I'm here today speaking with you is because of the support of those people. And I'm forever indebted.
So why is it important for you to let people know? I mean, if somebody walks by that Scientology building, let people know what it's all about. And is this going to be something that drives you for the rest of your life?
No, I've got to definitely find my direction in life now that I'm out and now that I've left this behind me. But I still feel the burden of responsibility to let people know and to raise awareness, because I sure wish that there was somebody there to talk to me before they recruited me and to let me know, yeah, there is another side to this.
Adam, it's an interesting story, and thank you very much for shedding light on your story and on what you feel this compound up in Orangeville is all about. I appreciate your time.